Hello, everyone. This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today and Tuesday. Well, I already dropped off all the stuff that I did a video on yesterday, so I dropped that off, got the new stuff. So let's just jump right into it. The first thing is going to be the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring. This is the strategy battle game from Games Workshop. They actually updated this game, I think, last year, but I think you can still use the old rules as well. So this is the classic rule book, the first one. They also have the Two Towers and the Return of the King. Those books sell for more. I got a bunch of this book at one point. I already relisted one when I was at the storage units. This is going to eBay International Shipping for $12.49 plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping, so I'll save us the time now. All right. Next up is going to be this figure. I got 3 of her. She's like a Soviet Russian Warlord Games bolt action like promo figure. Like I said, I have a bag of 3 of her. Someone had one listed for 20. I think I listed it for like the same price, and then someone sent a $12 offer. I took it for this one and then relisted another one. Bolt actions can be like a miniature game. I don't know if it's like an accurate miniature game. I've only sold like the books and stuff like that, but it's similar to the Flames of War game where it's like this military game. You play miniatures and you actually do like a strategy battle. This ended up going for $12. Like I said, for this one, I took the offer. All right, next up is going to be a lot of 21 hero clicks. This is going to be the Dark Knight Rises set. Sometimes I just do random lots for hero clicks. This Dark Knight Rises was a set, I believe, where they had gravity feeds, but these little boxes. So you were buying individual booster pack figures rather than normally a booster pack will have like 5 figures in it. I remember this set was a big deal when it came out. I was playing the game then. There's a lot of like Batman figures that didn't have good figures from the older stuff. As the games go on, these collectible games, usually there's power creep. So figures will get more powerful as the game goes on. So this was like a good set to get some good classic Batman figures. This also has commons, uncommons, and some rares in here as well. So I've been doing really well with the hero clicks. $15.74 for this. At one point, I almost kind of gave up on looking at the stuff. Like there was one auction where I just passed on some stuff, just because I had a bunch. But now that I've been selling more, I shouldn't have passed up looking. You know, with hindsight bias, but you live and you learn. All right, next up is going to be some incomplete risk. I think these are the 1990 set. No, 2003 set right here. So this is not complete. There's the dice that you get, and then the cards. I think some of the cards were like well loved, well played. So some of those were missing, and there's a lot of figures, but they're not like complete full sets, but enough to play the game. So yeah, these end up going for $9.79. All right. Next up is going to be this right here. This is going to be Showgirls playing cards. This isn't like any scantily clad ones or anything like that. This was like a used deck I opened up and show like the Queen, King, Joker, and stuff like that. I usually do that with used decks. But yeah, I like to get the random ones I think will sell for decent money, or just like you look unique enough that someone will come and pick it up. But yeah, this ended up going for $6 for that. All right, moving along, we have Crown of Glory PC game right here. I would occasionally get like PC games. This is not doesn't have the box. It doesn't have like the big box or small box. But yeah, this is gonna be like a military strategy game. This looks like fun. A lot of little tactics. I like tactical games. I obviously don't have enough time to play all of them. I've never played this one. Also going eBay International for $12.60 for this. All right. Next up is going to be a set of 60 1999 blue risk pieces right here. This is going to be the one with the cannon, the little infantry that's kind of like kneeling down, and then like the cavalry horse, which is the guy in the he's just like both hands on the horse saddle or whatever, or on the reins. But yeah, different pieces from different years people will like. You got the ones that had like the Roman numerals for like the really old risk, all the way up to like the specialty risks where it could be like a sci-fi version or something, or like they have the Thunder God version and stuff. Like they have a bunch of different types of risk pieces. People do want to pick the ones that they want. $6.99 for this. All right. Next up is going to be a set of 5. These look like they were kind of like maybe custom or 3D printed or made poorly by a company. They're not like the best quality. They're like these like RPG miniatures. They're like these beast boar looking things, kind of like a made up monster. So I put a bunch of keywords. I knew someone who dungeon masters would use these for like some kind of wild beast or something for players to battle. But yeah, $12 for this, going to a repeat buyer. All right. Next up, actually, this might have been a combo order with this other person. Yeah, okay, so they just paid 2 separate times. So they picked up these boar beast things that were kind of custom. They picked up these 2 metal miniatures. I think I put them as like demon warriors with armored with dual wielding swords. I couldn't figure out what game they were from, if they were from a game, but they're already built and ready to paint. And then they got these 2 foamians or something. I think these are gonna be like actual D&D. These were by, I think, Wizards of the Coast. or Whiz Kids, where they would do like pre-painted miniatures. One of these is broken that needs gluing. I already mentioned that in the listing and in the pictures. Like I showed that one of them. Another one's fine already on the base. So I think someone's just they're collecting miniatures, or they're going to be using these for an adventure for their players. They end up spending, let's see, $26.50 for all three of those total. All right, next up is going to be a Boulder deck box by Ultimate Guard. I think they're a company. I think they're a German company. They make these deck boxes they're called boulders because you can like stand on them. That's like their little pitch. As you can, I don't want to stand on this and it won't break. But they also pop open nicely. They also kind of are. They can have a solid color, but then they're also kind of see through. They're like kind of translucent. People like them. There's different sizes. This is the size for like 60 to 80 cards. There's also like a 100 count size. The size of the deck box matters because like Magic the Gathering players mostly play Commander, which is they need a deck with 100 cards, and its sleeve needs to be in a bigger box. And people playing like Pokemon or other games will need a smaller box because they need like 40 or 60 or 80 cards. So this little deck box goes for $8, or I sold this one for $8 right there. They're pretty good, the boulders. All right, next up is going to be only 20 of these sleeves. So this is important because Fantasy Flight Games used to make their own sleeves for their own board games. You pick up a Fantasy Flight board game, you turn to the back, and it would actually tell you what color and how many packs you need of their sleeve brand. They don't make these sleeves anymore, so some of these sleeves can be really expensive. They were good quality at the time, as well as when people are looking at their vintage board games, or they'll look at the back, they'll be like, okay, like they see a visual of how many sleeves they need, and a lot of board game companies don't do that. There's websites where you can look up like how many sleeves to a board game that fits with it. But yeah, these ones can go. This is like the orange one. These are the tarot size one. I noticed for Fantasy Flight Games, they have different colors. They even say in the back here, there's like 8 different colors. I think it's the yellow ones are pretty expensive. The small ones, Fantasy Flight Games had a lot of games with small size sleeves. So yeah, these are tarot size. This is even a full pack of 50. This is just 20, and the person spent $4.19. I know that's not like, they also paid shipping. So they basically paid like almost 50 cents for an individual sleeve because they paid like a little bit more than $10 after the shipping. This pack was complete and a different color. It would have gone for more. Tarot sizes less often used in board games. All right, it's also going to repeat buyer. I know there's a lot about that, but those sleeves can be like really good. I always keep an eye out for like complete packs and stuff like that of them. All right, next up is going to be this right here. This is just a DVD, Winning with the 4-3 Defense. I don't know anything about this particular one. I'm not like into sports at all, but I know a lot of people are into sports, so I'll get occasionally DVDs and stuff. This is probably with like a bulk purchase of DVDs. This ended up going for $20, so this happened to be a pretty good one. Someone's probably wanting to like rewatch a historical moment or a defense of like a football play. So maybe there was like something they were reading about and they wanted to rewatch it. All right, next up, not a thing we normally sell. We got a bag of these like casino like coins and stuff. Like I like collecting like just little coins. I have my own little collection. I don't know anything about it. I'm just like the collector with them, where I'm like, okay, I like that one coin, or whatever. That's like a euro, or that's like a cool fancy one, and I just keep it. I put it in my little like bag in a drawer. But yeah, end up getting. I think we got these for free. These like different casino types of coins, and then this was just like a bag of 43 of them. I took good pictures. I have no idea what they are. I think they were called like Pachizlo or something coins. So yeah, end up selling them for $14.69. So I had a bunch of them. I only sold like 2 or 3 listings of the casino coins I got. So obviously I don't know like what they're supposed to be priced at, but we have offers on, and I do see people like watching the different listings I have. All right. Next up is going to be this. This is 2 token sheets. They're still unpunched for, I think it's the Great Naval Battle, or sorry, Great War at Sea. There you go. So we have one little token sheet here, and this one I just put it nicely in this baggie right here. Other side, these are like replacement tokens for someone when they lose their bits and pieces. These are little tiny pieces, so they're easily lost. These end up going for $15.74. All right, moving along, we have Star Wars X-Wing. This is going to be a promo pack of damage cards. Normally the damage cards are smaller. This one is going to be like, they're actually like full-size standard cards. Damage cards are just, I think when you get a crit hit on an enemy ship, you'll like flip it over and it has effect. And I think if you don't have a crit hit, you just use the card with a little damage symbol to show that it took a damage. It's been a long time. I had played a little bit of X-Wing, probably like 6 hours total in my life. So if I'm a little bit loose on how those work, it's okay. I know it's similar enough. But yeah, this pack ended up going for $7.83. I think you would have to go to like a tournament or something to get that particular damage deck. It said it's actually for the T65, so maybe I know X-Wing has different scenarios, so it might have been for one of their scenarios. All right, last up for the day. No, it's not last up actually for the day. We have a combo order. Someone likes the Terminator. They got strategy guide books. They got the Terminator Dawn of Fate right here. I don't know if these have any inserts. Terminator Salvation. I never played any of the Terminator games, and then Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines movies are pretty good. We watched one of them recently. I forgot which one. I think it was the newest one we like checked out at the library, and then we watched it. It was okay for that one. It wasn't as good as the old ones. That's how it always goes, right? The older stuff's better. $49.67. Someone either likes Terminator or the video games or collecting strategy guide books or maybe all three. All right, now it's last up for the day. We have this Marvel. It's going to be a 95 Fleer Ultra Jean Grey right here. Sorry, I'm not like big into the Marvel cards. I have to look at what, like, the little symbol of what set it was from. It says it's like 4 out of 10. It's like a little translucent special card right here. This ended up going for $6.99. I remember I got really lucky. This came in like I got 2 binders. They were like $2 each, full of all these Marvel cards, and some of them were like super expensive. So this is like the scraps, or not the scraps. This is like one of the lower end cards that took a little bit to sell compared to like the ones I was selling for like 40, 50, 60 and stuff. I was really lucky with that purchase. But yeah, $6.99 for this one. All right, that's everything. So all the stuff yesterday already dropped off, and all the stuff. It was a crazy weekend, but there was an extra day because of the postal holiday. So, it adds on more stuff for the videos. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hope everyone's having a good week so far.